Thank you for love. Thank you for ease. Thank you for pleasure. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you for ease. Thank you for pleasure. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you for ease. Thank you for pleasure. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you for ease. Thank you for pleasure. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you for ease. Thank you for pleasure. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you for ease. Thank you for pleasure. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you for ease. Thank you for pleasure. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you for ease. Pleasure. Peace. Love. I'm coming to pleasure. Peace. Love. To pleasure. Pleasure. Peace. Love. I'm coming to pleasure. Pleasure. Peace.
Welcome, 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 Aquaba. Everyone, welcome to the new moon launch of Dr. Ife Afriye Kilimanjaro's Remembering Purpose. We invite you all to the space. Come in, join us, get settled in. You are about to be on a wonderful journey as some words are shared, experiences lived. It is no coincidence that this book launch is at the new moon. It is with divine intentionality that we are here. And as we arrive into the space, let's consider this time of the new moon. It's a time of self-reflection. It is a time for setting intention. You may want to think about a new project, a new mission. And so it is no coincidence that this beautiful book is being launched at this moment, at this time. We welcome all of our elders into the room. We welcome all those seen and unseen. And again, Aquaba, we're just so excited to be here tonight with all of you. And so as it is with all things, we want to open up the space with prayer. And so with that, I will introduce to you Phoenix. Welcome, Phoenix.
Hi. In Yame, we give thanks for the divine blessing of another day, a day to move in the direction of realizing our highest calling, our greatest good. We honor you today. Asaseya, grandmother moon and grandfather sun. We give thanks for the life you make possible, for reminding us about cycles, spirals, and the constancy of change. We honor you today. To the spirits of the North, West, South, and East, we give thanks for the wisdoms you hold and share, for reminding us that we are one, divinely connected and held. We honor you today. To the Abasum of the angels that walk with, guide, and protect us, we give thanks for your presence in our lives, for the blessings you bring, for the challenges you present, and the protection and guidance you provide. we honor you today. To our plant and animal relatives, we give thanks to the sacred place you hold in the web of life, and for the ways you teach us by being who you are. We honor you today. To the Nananome and Insamanfo, blood and chosen, we give thanks for opening the roads leading to this place. Bless us as we get to know one another in this sacred circle, one of one. We honor you today. To each of your spirits who are joining this book launch, we give thanks for your beautiful energy and generous support. We honor you today. Ame, I say, and so shall it be.
Madasi, Madasi, Madasi Pa. Oh, I felt all of that, Phoenix. Thank you for such a beautiful prayer. It is well said and well intended, and definitely setting the tone for the rest of the evening. So, Madasi. We will now hear from Lakira McGee Ruffin as we go into an excerpt from the foreword.
Dear Sister Ife Afriye Kilimanjaro, your generosity in this book is boundless. You have once again created a space for us to be free. Gratitude to your ancestors, gratitude to your questions. Blessings upon your lineage, blessings upon every dream you are bringing into reality. Thank you for loving yourself with a love so expansive and multidirectional that it can include all of us. Thank you for being so honest and brave and humble and wise in this practice. Thank you for giving yourself the gift of yourself and sharing it. Thank you for giving me pathways to generations of love that are still coming home within my body, mind, and soul. And thank you in advance on behalf of everyone who is reading this book now and everyone who ever will. Thank you for including us in this miracle. Love and gratitude always. Your sister, Alexis Pauline Gumbs.
What a beautiful forward. What a beautiful forward. Beautiful words by the good sister, Dr. Alexis Pauline Gumbs. So thank you so much for that. We will now hear some beautiful music as we transition before the next reading.
You ain't ever gonna fly. No place big enough for holding all the tears you're gonna cry. Cause your mama's name was lonely, and your daddy's name was pain. And they call you little sorrow, cause you'll never love again.
I love that. I love that song.
Hi, good evening. I'm going to be reading Chapter 3, Conversations with My Soul. Excerpt from Letter 4. Dear Soul, I want to do my part to fulfill our purpose in life. For me, this translates into learning as much as I can about all the things related to our time together, so that so that I can contribute where appropriate. Your response to my last letter makes me think about the struggles we've had within our body community, our internal struggles, and the implications for understanding our purpose and fulfilling it. Funny thing, soul, you chose to enter a growing fetus that would spend many years engaging in internal struggles on multiple levels and often simultaneously. If you at one point sat among the ancestors, then you must have been able to see some of this beforehand and therefore could have made another choice, right? You must have been able to anticipate what it would mean to live between extremes in a world that values one side over another, white over black, male over female, straight over fluid, wealthy or middle class over economically poor. We were born under an astrological sign whose essence is to see both sides of things, Libra. To a biracial couple who faced at the family level the racism and rejection reflected in society writ large. We united within the body that would be gendered female, but whose essence bucked against the social conventions of our generation. We were born into an economic class that informed us daily that whatever rights we thought we had to healthy food, running water, access to working utilities, safety in community and dignity was misplaced. Only those worthy of such privilege, because they had greater wealth and material resources, deserved these things. We were born as a girl who felt more fluid in her attraction and sexuality, but couldn't accept this because it stood as opposition to what was acceptable. Somehow, the reality of who we were never seemed to align with how we were supposed to be, according to the norms and standards of society, how we were expected to be to get along in the world and find acceptance. This created tension between you and I, Soul. I wanted to fit in, whereas you simply wanted to be. Over the years, these internal tensions would arise in moments that made me wonder not only why we were born, but also why we chose to stay. You know that I wanted to end it all many times because as I look back on it, we never seemed to agree with one another about who and how to be in this world. You wanted self-acceptance, but I needed to be accepted by others. You wanted to play football with the boys, and when the nuns said girls can't do that, I didn't want us to get in trouble. I made us comply. You wanted to dance, paint, and create other forms of art. You wanted to attend an art school, but I didn't think it was practical. We needed a job, multiple jobs, to pay for a place to live and a car. You wanted to travel and live in other countries, but I didn't see how that was possible and practical, given that we were poor. You wanted to hang out in the countryside, communing with trees, growing food and flowers. But how would we live, Soul? You trusted spirit and I trusted people, even when they let me down. Your desire, Soul, for us to be true to who we were didn't fit within the family, community, and society to which I was trying to adapt. In essence, it seemed as if you wanted us to be truly free. That is noble and beautiful, but the world we live in doesn't support that.
Thank you, Nia. Beautifully written words. Moving. I'm just so moved by that passage. I know there are conversations that I've had with myself, and that's just so beautifully written, so poignant, so soul-provoking. And I'm hoping that it is leading you to read more. I know it's leading me to read more. So this is just incredibly written. Right now, we will have some video from our ancestors regarding our ancestors, and after that, we will have a reading from chapter 5 with Tajiri Yakini.
Conversations with my ancestors. Letter 1. Greetings, my dear maternal ancestors. I'm writing this letter to you in my pursuit for answers to questions my heart carried for some time, particularly with regard to my life's purpose. As your living descendant, it's part of my purpose, or one of my purposes, to help repair, heal, or strengthen something in our family lineage. I'm asking this of other ancestors too, but I want to start with you because it is your living descendants that cared for me while I was growing up. It wasn't my father's side of the family or anyone else. It was my mama, aunties, and their mom, my granny, who did. And don't let me forget my granddaddy. He and my granny married when both were in their 40s and divorced and remarried a few times in the 30 plus years they were together. He loved my granny so much that he gave up alcohol for her, which for an alcoholic is no small feat. I seek guidance from you first because your living descendants raised me. They showed up to care for me regardless of what they were dealing with in their lives: poverty, heartbreak, depression, sickness, unexpected pregnancy, joy, etc. Though each generation struggled with its own angels and demons, my granny, aunts, mom, me, and my daughter did the best we could in trying to do better than the generation before. To me, this says something about you, about the spirit of this lineage, about resilience, survival, and intention, or perhaps hope to get better, whatever that means, i.e., healing, repairing, evolving, growing. I seek guidance from you first because I want to recognize your place in my life. I want to honor the lives you lived, lives that made possible the conditions for my existence. I wish I were able to remember you more clearly, vividly. I wonder if before my soul made the journey to join with the growing embryo in my mother's body, we sat together in the land of Nsamando, attending to the needs of our human relatives, engaging in meaningful spiritual activities, and sharing lessons accrued over many lifetimes. I wonder if our souls played a role in bringing elevation and light into the various realms of consciousness, battled the forces of darkness, or engaged in other divine spiritual activities. Or did we perhaps reside separate from one another in different spaces and places according to the specific level of attainment of our destinies? In writing this letter to you as my maternal ancestors, I recognize that you represent many ancestral lineages, each with powerful stories of emergence and movement, opportunities and challenges, aging, sickness, perhaps, and death. On my granny's side, you are the Nichols, Workoff, and Hardings. On my biological grandfather's side, you are the Flemings and Rosses, and of course the Garlands, my granddaddy's people who, though not related by blood, are connected in spirit through the care and devotion he showed to my granny. In your diversity and sameness, you live within me. I want to let you know that I have rewritten this letter many times. In earlier versions, I expressed deep frustration about the absence of the men in our family for what I speculated went on for generations based upon what I witnessed in my lifetime. For example, in an earlier version of this letter, I wrote, "What was it that passed from one generation to the next, seemingly leaving the men in our family sickened with the disease of absence, spurred perhaps by the pain of childhood that was never resolved, leaving distance as the only comfort provided? Perhaps, too, the social and material conditions of existence exerted such pressure on your families that separation provided the only avenue for survival." But as I wrote, Mary Ross, my grandmother's paternal great-great-grandmother, paid me a visit in a dream. Did you all know she came right in and called me out? In my mind's eye, Mother Mary imprinted a very clear and curt message. Don't interpret our lives through the narrow existence of yours. Don't interpret our lives through the narrow experience of yours. These weren't her exact words, but this is my best summation. This ancestor who prior to this moment was simply a name on my family tree. Let me know in no uncertain terms that not only was she and we so much more, but I needed to sit my behind down and humbly listen, study, and learn that you may be willing to share with me what you may be willing to share with me about my life's purpose, while refraining from making assumptions about theirs. It seemed as though so many of you lined up behind her in support of her guiding admonition. So here I am, humbly ready to sit my behind down and listen. I want to listen to what you have to say about what my charge is in relation to our lineage. I'm thinking that it has something to do with ancestral healing, but I ask you, does it? With gratitude, your daughter.
Conversations with the ancestors. It is an incredibly beautiful act of radical transparency, an homage to the ancestors, calling their names as we do, leaning into their wisdom and having real conversations with them. This is just an amazing work. It is healing. So we will now hear some more beautiful music as we allow those words to sit with us.
Kwenda chuma ndalama kuti pese kukondeseza chuma ndalama kupese dziko kupaya nyama kugulisa masengo nkulakwa kupaya nyama kushoka sanga nako nkulakwa kutema mitengo kushoka malasha kutema mitengo dziko langa laonongeka samalilani samalilani Vamsanga, Samarirani, Vinama Vamsanga, Samarirani, Vinama Vamsanga.
Hello, everyone. I'll be reading an excerpt from Chapter 6, Conversations with the Mother's Earth and Their Children, Letter 4. Dear Asaseya, the Mother's Earth, I guess within you exists all things, good people and bad, those committed to destroy for personal gain, and those generators and defenders of life. But wherein lay the balance when a small group of well-armed people wield tremendous power over the masses? How to bring things into balance when the systems, political, economic, social, are designed to keep many asleep, recruit defenders of the destroyers? Perhaps these aren't questions that are appropriate for you to answer. As a member of the species who is responsible for these levels of destruction, these are questions to explore with others of like minds and hearts. Given where we are in this historical moment, a question for you to ask and answer in thought and deed is how all humans live in a healthy, responsible, and generative relationship with you and with all of your children, such that the depletion of natural resources is avoided, biospheres are healthy, and future generations of all life forms have a chance to thrive. When I say all humans, I don't mean those with the monetary resources or wealth are the ones who get the privilege to live in healthy relationship with the earth, or that sustainability ought to be governed by the whims of capitalism, an extractive economic system that by its nature is unsustainable. Rather, I mean, how can we all live? And importantly, how can we all want to live in a responsible, healthy, and regenerative relationship with you and your children? This includes, and I need to say this explicitly so it doesn't get lost, it means Black and Black Indigenous people around the world. It means First Nations people that are indigenous to the landmass, Turtle Island, Latine, people of Asian descent, and many other people of color, poor folks, elderly, gay, lesbian, trans, and gender nonconforming, disabled, etc. What does a non-hierarchical, post-capitalist society look like? What I mean when I write that we live in relationship with the earth, with nature, and with other life forms is that we as humans see ourselves as a species that doesn't lord over other species, but rather lives in community with them, in a reciprocal relationship where we return in equal measure what we take from the environment and where we don't take from nature more than is necessary for the system to naturally recover from the loss. I think about how we humans can do this by first recognizing that we can, in spite of the fact that shit is bad and will continue to get worse for a while. Indeed, for many people, it is already bad and worsening, but that we can and we should do something about it. In doing so, we must learn from the past, and in the process, we need to take care of one another. Seriously, your daughter.
Thank you, Bianca. Another beautiful passage. We are going through people. We are going from conversations with my soul, conversations with my ancestors, conversations with Mother Earth. I mean, we're going on a journey, and so if you haven't already gotten your copy, I'm hoping that you are preparing yourself with pen, paper, keypad, whatever you need to do to prepare yourself to continue on this journey with this beautiful literary offering. With that, we will now hear from Dr. Ife Afriye Kilimanjaro to read more for us.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining me here for this exciting evening. I just want to take a deep breath, hearing my granddaughter, my daughters, my sister read and share reflections. I'm feeling so full of emotion. So I just want to take a deep breath. And I'm just so grateful you all, my loved ones, are here in this space with me right now. I'm going to read an excerpt from chapter 7, My Gift to Reader, My Kindred Spirit. The guidance provided by the ancestors seamlessly led me to explore and interrogate ideas about being human and my identity as a human being, the only species in history as we know it to be responsible for such levels of destruction that the existence of all life on this planet is threatened. The clarity and reassuring calm provided by the ancestors quickly transmuted within my body when engaging with the Mother's Earth to what felt like anger, frustration, hopelessness, and overwhelm as my mind was flooded with images of unspeakable abuse, exploitation, and violence at the hands of a relatively small group of people seeking and holding on to their definitions of militarily imposed power and profit. This makes me remember something my mom used to say, quote, "The world is going to hell in a handbasket," end quote. And I wondered, if this is the case, why does having purpose matter? Why do all this hard work of waking up each day, living in alignment with principles and engaging in ancestral healing when no matter what I do, oppressive, militarized, and well-funded generational forces continue their destructive frenzies on populations, lands, waters, and other forms of life that have been made vulnerable by their policies and practices? Lesson 7. Change is constant. This is a lesson as terrifying as it is satisfying. Terrifying because the entire existence of human species and all life as we know it is threatened because of humans' harmful practices within only the past 250-ish years. And it's satisfying in that we have a chance to turn this ship around by becoming and by embodying solutions to the crises we face as individuals, communities, and beyond. Internally, for me, this has involved the deliberate, painstaking, and often challenging work of decolonizing, detoxifying, and healing my body community while learning and experiencing joy, wellness, love, and growth in new ways. I'm a work in progress, but committed to identifying the thought forms and practices that require decolonization and detox on a regular basis, and replacing or letting them go. This includes reducing my consumption overall and reliance on plastics and items in disposable containers. It means cutting back on addictive substances, including sugar and coffee, which, an aside, if y'all know me, coffee is a real thing, but we've got to tackle these things as part of this decolonizing process. And reliance on other things that dull my mind and or senses and keep me reliant on industries that cause harm to people and the planet. It looks like learning how to grow food as best as we can, reducing reliance on fossil fuels, and building relationships with communities of trees and other life forms in my area. It means being kind and loving, having patience, and drawing healthy boundaries. With others, this valuable lesson on change reminds me of the importance of humans working together to heal the impacts of the harm we've done to one another and the earth, repair the relationships that have been damaged through the harm, and evolve our ways as a species to reduce future harms. In other words, be the change, embody the change that the world needs in community with other like-minded, like-hearted people moving in the same direction. In the end, and ultimately, the question for purpose brought me to a place of remembering the hidden messages of purpose in my body community that affirm the intrinsic value of life in all of its forms, and the importance of living in principled relationship with all forms of life, including the ancestors.
Sometimes you let the words speak for themselves. Dr. Nana Akamfo, and thank you for that reminder. Nana Akamfo, Ife Afriye, Kilimanjaro. What beautiful, beautiful words. And again, if you know her, you know these words are her. She lives what she talks about. She embodies the things that she has just shared. And so with that, we will have some sacred words from the book writing crew. Dara Cooper and Reverend Dr. Heber Brown III, I believe there is a born day celebration amongst someone from the book writing crew. We will turn it over to the book writing crew for some sacred words and offerings from them.
I'm going to go ahead and hop in if that's okay. I received a note from Dara. It's Dara's birthday today, so I want to celebrate her. She's a little bit tied up, and so I'm going to jump in and make this pitch. You all have heard excerpts from the book. My hope is that if there's something in it that resonates within you, then purchase your copy. If in hearing any of this or the themes that you sort of picked up in the readings, you think about someone else, buy a copy for them or invite them to buy a copy. I'm going to ask Susuyu, our tech guru, if you'd be willing to share the slide that lists the sellers. So the book is available on these sites. 3 of them are library sites, and I'm going to drop in here real quick a link in just a moment to the blog post on my website where you can actually follow the links and get access directly to the title. But I will do that in just a moment. Encourage you all, buy the book, and the folks who are going to come on. This project was a community effort, as you can imagine. It was, there was something inside of me that needed to be born. My ancestors, I engaged them, the community, my spirit guides, my abosum, my deities who are present in my life, my family and friends, loved ones were all supportive. And this crew, we have been meeting every Wednesday for the last 2 years to support one another in our book projects. And it is with their support, their feedback, input, accountability that Dara Cooper, Reverend Dr. Heber Brown III, and Dr. Monica White, we held each other accountable, and we are all in different stages of completing our book project. So I just want to honor them. And it's through the relationship with Dara that I was able to meet my editor, Cherie L. Greer, who's on. I'm so happy about. She has just been an incredible source of support and encouragement. And you know what, I'm just going to jump ahead real quick, if that's okay. If you don't mind, Sisuyu, and share the slide 5. I just want to express gratitude very quickly. I'm going to try to squeeze in things because I want to give my mom the last word, as it should be. And so I'm just going to squeeze in a couple of things before she is invited to share. But I want to give thanks to Nana Abena, who's holding down the MC, Susuyu Lasa, who has been our tech guru, my daughters who have shared, and granddaughter, Phoenix, Nia, Tajiri, Bianca, Lakaira, my mom, writing crew, my YouTube live guru, Nana Karantama, has been helping on the YouTube. So just really grateful for everyone. And I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I do have the next thing. So I want to make one more invitation to you again before I pass it back to Nana Abena. And this is a monthly discussion series. I invite you to join yourself and to share with others this invitation to participate in monthly conversations about various themes in the book. The link that I'm dropping in right now kind of outlines the theme that we're going to address each month. This is a 7-month, 7-session series of conversations around the themes in the book. And so invite you to sign up, share it with others so that we can continue these conversations. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and thank you all for listening and hand it on over Nana Abena, to make your transition.
There is no shortage of where we can get this fabulous literary offering. There's a list of places where you can get this book. I encourage everyone on the call, if you haven't made note already, I challenge us all to, before we close together, let's get our copies. Make sure you either get the ebook if you prefer reading on your Kindle. There's no shortage of places where you can get this book. The Tuesdays with Ife will be fabulous. So, make sure you join her there. Make sure you follow up with the Instagram Live. There is no shortage of how to connect with this sister and her book. And make sure I challenge us all to reach in and do exactly that. So with that, before we close, everyone will have purchased their book. Agreed? Yes, we will do it. We will pass it over to Mama Lorna, who will share some beautiful words for us right now. So Mama Lorna, are you able to come on with us and bless us with this beautiful poem that you have?
First, I want to say my teeny tiny poem is, our Phoenix is an amazing daughter, granddaughter, and great-grand, my great-grand. Thank you for allowing me to be your Nana. Now, the poem I will read is called Phoenix, Rising from Ashes. Each new emergence, each new phoenix rising from ashes, each new emergence resoundingly joyful, robust in its glory, bursting with love and light, spreading humorous, rich, Black nutrient full across the lands and in the people. Learn, dear one, learn and grow, and do and change the world as you've come to do. Feed forever with your gifts and bring them again. I'm sorry, this poem was written by Ife, her the granny. I forgot to say her name. Thank you.
The smile on Phoenix's face as that oh beautiful tribute to her was read is everything. That has warmed my heart. The beautiful smile, that's just beautiful. It's wonderful. Gosh, and the tribute written by her grandmother, read by her great grandmother, the lineage that is here today, the granddaughter, the daughters, having shared in this moment is a beautiful thing. And so I think we may have time before we leave each other to perhaps have one or two questions for Ife. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat. Freya, are you seeing any questions? We have time if anyone wants to post something directly to Ife regarding this beautiful journey, conversations. Are there places we can purchase hard copies?
Yes, thank you for that question. It says it's out of SAC. That's interesting. So today is the launch. Hard copies, you should be able to buy paperbacks from most of the booksellers on here. And if it's saying that it's out of stock, then I need to look into that. And I'm so sorry about that. This all was supposed to happen today. So
we're going to make it out of stock by all of us purchasing right now tonight. So and then you have to do your reprint.
Mm-hmm. So let me look into that, and I'll send an email if I get an answer on that. As soon as I get an answer on that, I'll send it to you all who signed up for this.
Are you able to see it? There's another question, Ife, about what inspired you.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired the book and why now?
I want to say just real quick, so grateful, Rebecca, that you are on, an amazing spirit warrior, and Nana Okosua Inwachua, my sister, also a powerful, beautiful human being, spirit warrior, Kung-Fu. So what inspired the book? I actually speak to it in the book. Why now? So I'm not going to answer that directly. Just what I'll say in direct response to that, though, in this moment is the short answer is Nia, the daughter whom I gave birth to. I asked her a very direct question because there was something that needed to be born, and we were talking. We were in the kitchen. We were living together at the time. And I was like, well, what would you want to read about? And she stood there, looked me in the eye, and she says, I want to read about you. I was like, whoa, that was a mic drop moment, really touched my heart and really put me on a path of digging into what that would look like and why. Why now? You know, there are no accidents or coincidences. so I feel like there are a variety of circumstances and forces that I could know that, that I could point to, but I'll say that the timing just seemed to be right. And it's been affirmed that my going ahead and pushing through to get this published right now, I've been hearing folks who've spoken with me directly, who I've overheard in conversation, who I've read blogs from, who speak to this moment of where people are questioning purpose and like trying to dig into like, why am I here? What am I doing with my life? I think COVID naturally created the conditions for people to do that, to kind of refocus, rethink their lives. And so this is kind of stepping in within that broader context and offering a set of tools that folks can add to their own toolbox as they figure these things out. Thank you for asking. And I'll just, I don't know, maybe take one more. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
There's a question.
Oh, this question that Bianca sent. I'm sorry, I'm going to jump in because this is what I've been feeling in my stomach. Bianca asked, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you to share these vulnerable truths with us and the world? And what helped you not give in to the fear? This was something that was really big and real, because in the book, I talk about sexual abuse, I talk about suicide, I talk about abortion, and these are all really heavy, big issues. I also talk about spiritual development, conversations with ancestors, a number of different things that are both heavy and hard, and are also joyful and meaningful and inspirational. And I think the one, it was very scary. So I would say 10, scary for me to get it out into the world, these personal experiences, and putting my business on blast. And what made me get through it is, one, in the writing of it, it was a healing process for me. I spoke to and named the various tools that I used to get me through challenging moments. And knowing that others have challenges in life, that perhaps there's something in these letters, something in the stories that they speak to, that can let people know that, one, you're not alone, they're not alone, we're not alone. And within our lives are the guideposts. They're things that we can draw upon to help us through things. And so I wanted to offer it as that. And so I'm still taking deep breaths. I'm still taking deep breaths, because there's one situation in particular that is really hard for me, but I felt like in telling it, it helped me to release the power that embarrassment had over me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got a note that Reverend Dr. Heber Brown is on. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
I'm here, Mama. I'm sorry. I'm in the Uber in Atlanta, riding through the streets. But I'm so glad to be here. And you used all the titles, but you forgot to add your cousin. And if y'all would just indulge me for a second, in a dark Uber in the back seat, I just want to let y'all know how proud I am of this dynamic woman, and how grateful I am for the opportunity. Y'all can see me in the shadows. Grateful for the opportunity to be a sojourner in the process of celebrating and ushering this dynamic project forward. I am grateful. I've been blessed to hear not only the words, but also the person and Dr. Ife, and all of the genius of how the Almighty has brought her brilliance together. And I'm agreeing with my dear cousin Dara Cooper, who put in the chat box that we about to sell this book out, y'all. Let's just sell. Listen, I'm talking about mama nim, cousins nim, your bestie, like people you don't even like. Just send them the book and don't say nothing else to them. And they're going to be healed. Because this project, I believe, is not just something that's going to be a good read for you, but I think it's going to provide an upgrade to your entire circle. I just see healing. I see wholeness. I see greater unity and togetherness. And let me tell y'all real quick, I see courage. Mama just spoke to it, that she's still sitting with some of the questions and all of the roller coaster of feelings that comes with putting your words out in the world. But Mama, Dr. Ife, listen, the more you do that, the more you give the rest of us the strength and the courage to also share our stories. Now, y'all don't know me, but I'm a Black Baptist preacher. And there's a song that we used to sing in church growing up. Some of y'all might know it. The song says, "This is my story. This is my song." And Dr. Ife, because you have, that's right, do it afraid, because you have done it with courage, because you have stepped up to the plate to share your story. I just need you to look at this screen, all these beautiful faces and all these names. And I want you just to imagine all of the projects, the documentaries, the poems, the books, the speeches, the art projects, all that will be made possible in part because you dared to stand on the stage and say, I have something to say. And so, y'all, I'm getting happy in my spirit. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down because I'll preach in the back of an Uber in Atlanta. so and my sister who driving said she let me too. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna go and bring it on in. But my cousin Dara said it's time to pass the plate. And I know all of you will join me in pre-ordering, putting our money down, sending a message to the universe and to all who we're connected to that this is a project that we want to see and that we need. Not just what we want, we need it. So thank you, Dr. Ife, for the great privilege just to share a word tonight. And to all my cousins on the screen, I don't know y'all yet, but we're going to get real close as we read this book and learn and grow together. God bless y'all.
Thank you. And I'm gonna turn it over. I see Dara, my cousin. Thank you, Beaver. And I'm gonna ask Dara to hop in, but 1 second, I just got wind that my godmother, Nana Kobiahini Operabia Bequeen is on, and just want to love you up and give thanks and deep gratitude. When you get the book, you'll see that there's so much in here, so many lessons that I reflect upon that my godmother has put before me, put in my spirit to learn. And so just want to acknowledge you and extend deep gratitude. Nana is in Ghana, building a place and space for family and community. And it must be about 2-3 in the morning there. So just deep gratitude, Nana, for your presence. I'm trying to see if I can find you, but I'm gonna have to shift through a little bit. And while I do that, I'd love to ask Dara if you would please hop on and say hello. I introduced you all earlier as my book writing crew. We held each other accountable, and Dara was going to also continue with that pitch.
Hey, peace, everyone. Oh, what a beautiful honor to be here with you all. Just a quick, 2 quick things. Maybe if Nana, what a blessing to have you here from Ghana. And also maybe if you can raise your hand so that Mama Ife can find you and hopefully spotlight you to share some words too, if possible. But what an incredible honor and privilege to be here. Apologies for being late. But I'm right on time to see all the brilliance, all the beauty. And Mama Ife, woo, you look fly, Mama. You look fly. You are beaming. You are glowing. You are in your power. And I see it. And I am so excited about this. I had the great privilege of being in the writing group with Mama Ife, Heber, and Dr. Monica White. Also, which I have a quick thing to share about that, and also the great privilege of being a preliminary reader. And I have so many things to say about this project, this book, but just to in short, the way my soul opened up, the way my heart just released, the healing, the balm, the tools, the less in the vulnerability and the teachings that Mama Ife shares with us in this book project. And I can't wait to see the final product. I haven't been able to do that. And before I talk about that in a second, I want to say, just to add on to Heber, never follow a Baptist preacher, y'all, but it's okay. Because I'm a child of Shango Gawo Gabi Sile. I'm also a priest, so it's all good. We all in good company. However, I'm not a Baptist preacher, but what I will say is, Heber talks about in our group project how he feels like, Heber, can I share this? I don't know where you at, but if it's okay if I share it. Ia Ifalola also is trying to log on to Mama Ife, FYI. But he talks about being the little brother trying to like tag along with the big sisters and what have you. But I will say, Mama Ife is that big sister. Mama Ife has a plan. She has an outline. She is dedicated. She is committed. She is on schedule. And if not, she will reschedule and figure it out. I have learned so much from Mama Ife on how to get ish done. I have built all kind of organizations and institutions, y'all, in my lifetime. However, what I've never done is written a book and manage a project like my Ife, Dr. Ife. And so I have learned so much from you in terms of your steadfastness, but also your commitment to integrity, your commitment to truth, your commitment to us, right? And so thank you for being so vulnerable, so giving, so just incredibly gifted. You are a gift. I always say this. I don't know anybody in your particular vantage point, Mama Ife, from the climate movement to the food movement to the Black freedom movement to all of the things, including being multiple ordained priests in indigenous cultures, like the insight you bring and the tools. For folks who don't know me, I'm an activist and organizer. And I work a lot with younger organizers who are really, hungry for tools to actually root and ground us, our struggle in practice. And I see this book project as an offering for that, a love offering, and something that is so valuable for us. And so I just want to say thank you on this new moon in this beautiful circle of powerful community. I see all the power on this Zoom. And so I just want to say thank you for that, and close by asking a question around that I said in the chat. And so I know there's some challenges with I think you already sold out, essentially, is what we're claiming. And we're gonna sell out. We're gonna figure out how to open it back up and sell it again. So if we can ask for instructions on right now, what can people do to open up their tabs right now, so that they can have it ready to go, so that when it's settled, we about to order for ourselves. And like Reverend Heber said, our cousins. Wait, hold on real quick, y'all. Heber, I just have to tell y'all real quick. I thought I was Heber's cousin, I thought I was special. Then I found out later, everybody's Heber's cousin. So just FYI. No, but I'm just playing with you. But like Heber said, all our cousins, our family, all the people, we're going to order all the books. So Mama Ife or whoever, let me know what we need to do to have that tab ready, locked and loaded, ready to go. So that when we ready, we all on cue and we ready to go to order. So I'm going to slide it back to you to give us directions and lead us.
Thank you. And as I mentioned in the, it just dropped in the chat, I'm going to get to the bottom of this and I'm going to send y'all a note forthwith as soon as possible with the answer about that, about what those the paperback copies, where they are and how soon they'll be available. And I would like to
Mama
invite,
Ife,
I saw
sorry.
Nana.
Mama Ife,
Yes.
can you just like, does everybody have the link?
Yep, I dropped
Okay.
in earlier and I'll do it again in
Okay.
just a moment. The link with the listing of all of the book, the places where you can get the book.
Okay, perfect. And so y'all just
Yeah.
click on the link right now, save it on your bookmarks and be ready to go. And then she'll let us know when to go. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just saw and was going to invite Nana Okonfuhima, but I'm not, Operabia Bequim, but I'm not seeing her right now. Maybe she dropped off. Nana, are you there? Okay. But just so grateful. I will turn it back on over Nana Abena for our wrap up. Oh, real quick, as I mentioned in the chat, there's additional questions that folks put in there. I did not answer, but I will respond to on one of these platforms, the YouTube video live. I'll respond to those so that you can hear my voice in responding to those questions, and I'll get that out by the end of this week. Thank you all. Nana Abena, back to you.
Just extending deep gratitude on behalf of my sister to all who were able to come tonight to be a part of this community of the New Moon launch of this fabulous offering. I called it a literary offering earlier, but the sister that just spoke much more poignant, and that is a offering in and of itself. You will gain so much from this book. So get that link, join on Tuesday. There's the website that you can refer to, which is it mejanefer.com. I believe you need to be able to go there. And so just gratitude and thanks to everyone that's here. Thanks for all of the words that have been shared, the space that we were able to create, the container as this community to welcome on this new moon, the launch of this beautiful, poignant work. Please get your copy. Don't be afraid. As a matter of fact, extend it throughout the community. Get a copy. There's the link. She just dropped the link again. As was shared, buy a copy for yourself, buy a copy for your cousin. They make fabulous gifts. And we're just so happy for what our sister has been able to share with the world. It's going to be healing for so many. I know I have gained such a fullness in spirit just listening to the words that were read by her daughters today and by Nana Okonfuhima Ife in Kilimanjaro herself this evening. So honor the moon, do those things for yourself, setting intention, leaning into the new moon, starting off on a project, the questions that were posed around, what prompted you. She's going to answer those for you. So join her on Tuesday. Check out the IG Live. And we just thank you all so much for joining us. And with that, we will, Cecilia, drop that beautiful music to close us out this evening.
I'm sorry, real quick. One of my other elders, I just feel so honored that there's so many elders.
Yes.
My mom, my aunt
Yes.
Deirdre, my aunt Abby, Liz Vitale, an elder to the community of Soulfire Farm family. Just really want to extend just deep gratitude and love to all of you all. Iya Falola Omobola, one of my godmothers in the tradition of Ifa. So grateful that you are on and have shown up. It truly is an honor for your presence to be here. I'm so grateful to my Circle of Light family, to my Soulfire Farm family, to U.S. Climate Action Network family, to folks in the movement family, to loved ones, family, everyone who is here on the Zoom are connected in some way. And so I'm so grateful to and for each and all of you. And so, yes, let's go ahead and kick it. Tonight is a new moon, a beautiful time for beginnings. Make your prayer on the new moon. Anything that you want to start and get moving, put that out there. I'm getting on this. I'm seeing the notes in the chat that this book is not available. I need to go to the publisher and find out what is going on, why this lag time. So I'm on it, and I'm gonna let y'all know what the deal is as soon as I know. So yes, so you, if you don't mind kicking it off with some live music. So grateful for you all, and
as we transition, I hope we can all come off mic and just shout out some words of affirmation for this project, for Mama Ife, for all of us in community together, and just being in purpose. So hopefully, if that's not overstepping, Mama Ife, as we transition into the music, if folks can just shout out some words of affirmation, love, purpose, dignity, community. What else?
You go, girl. Gratitude.
We love you, Mama.
Illuminating.
Healing.
Illuminating.
inspiration.
So proud.
You're
Mhm.
genius. Bestseller.
Powerful.
Love.
Celebration.
And laughter. And family.
Yes.
The whole team is
proud
reading
of
the book.
And pride.
Hi, Nana.
Excelsior.
Butterfly, how are you?
No, I want to say something.
Say, tell everyone you're
Hi, Nana.
Hi, sweetness. That's my butterfly. How are you? The butterfly with the broken wing.
Oh.
Yes.